Thanks very much. And Valerie, welcome back. Another big fight week, obviously, in Miami this time. And I'm just curious, going back to that last fight, you did suffer the first loss of your career, and social media being what it is, how bad was the blowback from that, and how did you cope with it?
I'm not focused on that, and I don't really look at it or pay attention to it.
Fair enough. And, since that fight and, that experience, have you been focusing on any particular aspect of your game?
Yeah, so after my last fight, I went back and I fixed everything that I needed to do to go back to being who I was before I started listening to other people who really didn't know me as the fighter that I am. So I brought back my base into this camp, and I also dedicated 80% into the grappling aspect. And I changed my head coach to Pitbull, Tiago Alves, which I'm really excited about. But I've been working with him. I've been working with Cattell. I've been working with Mako for my wrestling, Mike Bound for my grappling, and Pahumpa for my jiu-jitsu.
When you talk about kind of shutting out those people who don't know you, who don't know you as a fighter, how important is that to keep the kind of positive voices and the knowledgeable voices around you?
Yeah, I mean, people think that because I'm a feminine girl in this sport, it's easier. And it's actually 100 times harder to earn anyone's respect. And I feel like people think they need to be so hard on me for my own good. And it actually just doesn't work. It doesn't help me out. And, I was raised by my father as my coach, and positive reinforcement. And that passion has always been what has driven me. And I realized a lot of people were just putting me down constantly because of jealousy and just envy. And I had to step back after this fight and realize I was the one in that cage getting hit in those arm bars, And once I realized that I was the one in there, I learned to be selfish for myself as an athlete, as a businesswoman, and just go back in there and change everything I have to do in order to be a new Valerie Loureda.
Mills?
Hey, Valerie, how's it going? MMA Locker Room, part of Pub Sports Radio. Big fan of yours. I mean, you've been taking the MMA world by storm now, fighting since 2019. Every single time you come in there, I mean, you're putting on a show. I just want to ask, what's your favorite Taekwondo move to do during a fight, or your favorite combo that you like to do while you're actually in that cage fighting?
Well, I love to do the spinning stuff, as you could tell. My last fight, I just threw it out of desperation, not actually like how I normally do. It was just everything was kind of out of what I usually do. But I love throwing spinning stuff. I have beautiful spinning attacks when I plan it, and I punch before I kick and stuff. And really, I love turning into a boxer. Also, I could fight in any way the fight goes, and I'm really excited to show my new grappling skills and what I could do on the ground.
Thank you. Can't wait to see you fight this week.
Mhm.
All right, Luke?
Hey Valerie, welcome back.
Hi.
You've been given a fight on a few weeks' notice. How do you prepare for that short amount of time? And do you relish the fact that you're able to fight in front of your home crowd?
Yeah, so basically, ever since my last fight, after I did a rehab to my arm, I was in there training every single day, 2 times a day, like if I had a fight. So I was basically ready whenever Bellator called me. I know I was looking forward to fighting in Arizona, and that fight didn't go through. When I found out Bellator was coming to my hometown, Miami, I knew I had to lose the weight and be prepared, because at any moment when I got an opponent, I was going to be ready for whoever it is, and I was going to put on a show for my hometown and my Cubans in Miami.
All right, Phil?
This is Phil Jones from News Dish Media. How you doing today?
Hi.
So your opponent is Turner this Friday, who's been out of the cage since 2019. What are some
Yeah,
things do you expect from her?
that's not true. She just fought in September of this year, and she won by
Oh,
a rear
my
naked
apologies.
choke.
I'm looking at
Mhm.
different date. I apologize. But what do you expect from her this year?
She's gonna go by my last fight. She has a lot more experience than me. She's a lot older than me. She's a Bellator vet. She's 1-1 in Bellator, and she's gonna go in there based on my last fight to take me down and submit me, and I'm looking forward to it.
Santiago?
Hi, Valerie. Thank you for the time. Why
Hi.
do you Why do you think Yoel Romero isn't on this card? I mean, Bellator MMA in Florida without Yoel on the card just feels strange. Do you know what happened there, Valerie?
You all just fought, and you all just did an amazing fight for Bellator, and now it's Valerie Loreda's turn to represent Miami.
This was long overdue, right? That Bellator came to visit Florida. I mean, the ATT gym has been doing amazing things in Bellator MMA, right?
Yeah, I mean, I this is a dream come true for me. For me, from the moment I signed with Bellator, I've manifested them coming to Florida, my hometown, at the new Hard Rock, beautiful guitar hotel, and just excited to be able to be here with my friends and family without COVID and have fans back for the first time in my hometown.
All right, Ronald.
This is Ronald E. Smith from Getting Real. Valerie, you just spoke about how you don't concentrate on the negative reactions of fans, but sometimes when you're coming off losses, it's hard to ignore such things. So for you going to a new fight in your mindset, how do you block out the noise and just try to focus on the new chapter without thinking about what happened in the past?
What happened? I'm a regular fighter who's developing her career like everyone else. Nothing gets in my head. You know, I know who I am. I don't pay attention to media. I never have. I never look at any comment. Nothing's changed, you know. I just lost a fight like everyone else does in the beginning of the career, and I learned from it. I grew from it. I'm going to show otherwise on Friday.
All right, David.
Hi, Valerie. Thanks for the time for taking my question. You're both 3-1, I think. You being 23, you've got a long time in the sport. Is there anything you've been working on specifically with American Top Team on a strategy for this fight, or has it just been business as usual?
Yes, I've been working intensely on my grappling, wrestling, and jiu-jitsu skills, and just in general becoming a better, well-rounded fighter. And I think the world's going to be surprised on Friday.
Joe Sean.
Hello, Bartley. Jose Montesino from Lucha Libre Online. How are you?
Hi.
So, for so many years, we've been watching the ladies woman have basically the face of the MMA for the last few years. Do you consider that there's more steps for women in the MMA to show that they're not just a beautiful face, so they can be the face of the entire MMA? Or do you consider that women and men in the MMA are in the same position right now?
I mean, you could be beautiful in MMA. Every girl is beautiful, but you have to win fights. So I think before anything comes the training and the discipline and dedication. If you go out there and you do knockouts like I have, that's how you become the face of anything.
All right, Abdullah.
Hey, Valerie, how's it going?
Hi.
Abdullah from breakyourface.com, all the way in Kuwait. Love the hat, first of all, representing Miami very well. Valerie, in your previous one of your previous interviews, you said, in all your fights, you end up fighting differently. Sometimes you turn into a boxer, use your taekwondo, your wrestling, and that's what makes it challenging for other fighters to fight me. Without giving too much away from your strategy, of course, which Valerie will we see on the 12th of November, and how do you see the fight ending?
You're going to see a well-rounded mixed martial artist on Friday, and you're going to see the round ending either by submission or knockout.
Looking forward to it. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Last one here, Dylan.
Hey there, Valerie. I appreciate you making some time.
Hi.
I was just curious because I was noticing on Instagram the work with Isis Verbeek. Who would you credit as the main sparring partners ahead of this fight?
Oh, I have Isis, who she's incredible, explosive, fast striker. I have Evelyn, who is coming out. She's very young but so talented. She's actually fighting in December, and she fought for Titan, and she's really pushed me. She's tall like my opponent, and she's a 135er, so she's been heavy on me, but those rounds have helped me a lot. And Amanda Nunez has been in camp with me because she's fighting in December as well, but she's been watching me and giving me so much advice, along with Ariane Lipsky. So I'm really blessed to have the best training partners at American Top Team and learn from the champions.